Alright, so welcome. Today I want to talk a little bit about the security system on Warlords Redux and how it works and how it is compared to the old, I guess, general security of the mission. I'll start with the old security. How it worked is the old security clients would send information across to the server and other clients, and that would be synced right away because there was no way to verify it, right? So a cheater could just say, well, I have this much CP, and everybody else would agree with it. There would no one be saying, but do you really have that much CP? So with the new security system, all the events related to CP and as much other things as possible is done by the server. So it starts from the server and it gets sent out to each client. So what I drew here, or what I made here, is in the orange square you can see the server environment. Everything in here happens in the server. A client doesn't see it, a client can't touch it, a client can't read any of this info. The client doesn't know anything happens here until it gets sent a request in the end. So on the bottom left you've got the clients, how many players are in Warlords Redux E11, whatever. And then on the top left you've got in-game events that occur. An asset being killed, a player joining, a player leaving, an asset being ordered, a sector being captured, stuff like that. So I will go through everything a little bit and make everything clear. To start, and then also here in the blue, I forgot that we got all the secure stuff, which also cheaters cannot touch, read, anything, change. So you got the CP database, which logs all the players' CP, for those who join, those who leave, it logs everything there. You've got the CP rewards for assets, if you kill this vehicle, you get so much CP, and then how much each vehicle costs. So when you order a vehicle, the server checks how much it costs. And I'll give examples for everything. So here if you look at the clients, I drew a line that goes into the server area, and I put a cross there because from now on in the new security system, there is no clients telling the server what to do. Whether it is telling the server, oh, my CP should be updated, oh, I should get this much CP, or I just did this, now give me a reward. Those things won't be happening anymore because cheaters will always find a way to exploit this, putting this in the loop and having these requests always go, and the server will never be able to verify if that request should be done, can be done, all these things is allowed to be done. So that doesn't happen anymore. The client doesn't tell it anything to the server. So what we have instead is here these in-game events, which the server does see, such as an asset being killed, a player joining, a player leaving, an asset being ordered, or a sector being captured. I didn't put it in, but that's also a thing. Let's say an asset is killed, that event goes through to the server. The server does a couple checks here. It checks first of all if the server sent the event. If the server didn't, then it already just stops. Okay. Then let's say an asset is killed, right? So when the asset is killed, the server goes into the rewards database, grabs the rewards, and then pushes that into the next thing where the server processes everything. It updates the CP database with the reward appropriate to the player and stuff like that. And then that gets put into a final file where everything is made to be ready to be sent to the client, which is just info on how much CP and which vehicle you killed, for example. That's what everybody sees on the bottom right of their screen. It says Amora killed for X amount of CP. But so that's just the clients they just get an input of what just happened, but they don't have any say on what is happening behind what they just saw. For another thing, when the player joins, the player joins, goes to the server checks if the player already has CP. If so, they get the CP back that they had. If not, then they get 1,000 CP, starting CP, and stuff like that. And then, for an asset being ordered, it's a little bit more different because with an asset being ordered, it is the client saying, I want to order an asset now. But the difference is they want to order one, and it will still get checked by the server if they can order one. So they say, okay, I want a Black Wasp right now. It's 30k CP. That gets put into the client. The client checks, does he have enough CP? If so, then the request goes through. If not, then the request doesn't go through. If they do have enough CP, they have 32,000 CP, the server will check how much a Black Wasp costs. the server will take that amount, so 30,000 CP, bring it to the next server file. In this server file, the 30,000 will be subtracted from the player's CP, which is 32,000. So then that will be updated into the CP database, and then the player will only have 2,000 CP, and also the asset will be spawned, and it will keep happening like that. So that's basically, in my opinion, a simple way of saying that this is how the security works on Warlords Redux, and this is how it will keep working, because this is the only way you can get something to work secure. And I will also tell a little bit about examples that other people asked for, IDs to get CP and stuff for supply things. The issue with stuff like that is for example, people requested that if someone grabs a launcher out of your launcher box and he gets a kill with it, that you get a what do you call it? Just also an assist reward, kinda, because he used your launcher, so you should get a reward too. That's all good, and the ID behind those things is very good, because people who play in support, they should get rewards too. But the issue with that is that the server can never verify this. The server doesn't have any events that say, okay, that guy took something out of a launcher box. The server doesn't have that. He doesn't know that. He doesn't even need to know it. But so that would result in a client who grabbed the launcher telling the server, hey, I just grabbed the launcher, so give this guy CP now because I grabbed the launcher out of the box. And that just doesn't work, because cheaters will always find a way to manipulate this, put this in a loop, and just keep pushing these requests to the server, and the server just won't be able to say no to it if it's not actually a good request. So that's why stuff like that does not get allowed or added into the mission. And I think that is all there is to the security. So just in simple words, clients cannot go to the server. Server checks everything in the game that he possibly can and just outputs it to the client. It's just, sending to the client. The client doesn't do any sending to the server. So yeah, that's my explanation on how the security works on Redux. I do want to put a little bit also on vehicle spawning as well. That's recently something that I fixed. Clients can't spawn vehicles anymore now. So in the past, clients could spawn vehicles. That's how cheaters would just spawn their vehicles. Now that is completely blocked, and the request always has to go to the server, and the server spawns the vehicles. The only thing clients can do is create units, and cheaters could kind of abuse this, right? They could just spawn a lot of AI, and then with those AI start running into zones and get CPs, legit rewards for their AI killing stuff. But I highly doubt the cheater would do that, and if they would do it, they would get filtered by the second server security, basically, which is BattleEye, which is something Dwarden set up. So chances of actual cheaters doing that is low, and even if they do so, they'll get caught really quickly and won't be able to do it multiple times after each other undetected, right? Okay, but so yeah, that's all on server security that I think I have to say about it. No, never mind. One thing else is as well is when people put in for example, a GET request, anything where the server tells the client or the client tells the server to get CP, it will be a no, even if there is a delay set up on it on the server. Even if the server has a delay that the client can't change that says you can only do it every 30 minutes, it's a no. There is not a single thing that will be allowed where the client tells the server what to do, because that's when stuff goes wrong. And the argument of other code being insecure is an invalid argument to me, because that just means that there is work to do. If you know that there is other code that is insecure, then you need to start working on it. Instead of putting up more insecure code on it, it doesn't work, because then you overload yourself. You can't say, oh, that is bad, I'll just add more bad things. No, you just don't add those bad things and you work on the other stuff. So that's just something for people who want to put in requests on the GitHub, on merge requests. If you know you're going to have a client tell the server what to do, just don't start on it, because I'm not going to allow it into the mission. But yeah, that's all that I got to say. Yeah. That's Warlords Redux security, basically, in a short video.